Now then, Mr. Woolrich is hidden behind a door.
Impressive as always.
None of these doors seem particularly hard to unlock, so that's all good. Oh, he's not even behind this door. No, can that slug security see us?
Dang, that's impressive.
Seems not. So, what clues do we have in these random rooms? Not a lot by the look of it. Bit of purple berry stuff on the pillows instead of mints. Bit of stuff that doesn't count as loot. It's stolen loot, at least.
Great work.
And a safe containing nothing that we need, but everything that we want. So yeah, lots of fancy down clothing around here. What do we have on this side? I assume even if we holster the discrepancy analyzer, it will still inform us if a discrepancy is to be found. Mag picks? Lots of mag picks in a briefcase. Why would you have a bunch of mag picks in a briefcase like that? Unless you were planning criminal activity. We best hold on to them for safekeeping. Unless this is the room of a merchant of some sort. Which it could be. Oh well, they've got nothing to sell now. So do we carry on round to Spencer, or do we just keep robbing random rooms? There he is. What else we got in this direction though? We've got a second room. Huh. It's a lot of blood. Burbage 3001. Would you care to explain any of this? Coolant tanks. So maybe he's murdered someone in the shower. Feels like this should be a discrepancy, you know. There shouldn't be blood here. And they've put an energy canister on his pillow in the place of the purple berry bunch. So there's his wardrobe. Bunch of different outfits for different situations. And multiple variants of the same hat. Just shows you what a sophisticated gent he is, that he's got all this. And yeah, a bunch of Meccano stuff hanging around. Nothing terribly exciting, mind. Now, Burbage, explain your crimes.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Burbage 3001 is trained to recognize all board-approved actors.
Cool.
Greetings, fellow star. Your performance in Maverick Johnston's latest drama was memorable.
Nice. That's what we like. I see you've had some work done. Who upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board-certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted, reverting to default behavior, grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen. May your atoms be commended to the Aether.
You knew Halcyon Helen. I mean, we know that you knew Halcyon Helen.
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
Yeah, he could easily be programmed to shoot Helen then, or something like that, because he could just be trained to believe that she was a dissident or something. So yeah, it almost sounds like you got a motive for murdering Helen.
Now running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? Helen's death was a murder? How horrifying. bring that killer to justice, designated authority figure. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles, randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world?
I really wish these things would speak a bit faster. It's a pain in the ass. I'm leaving. Now. Oh, we've hacked him. I didn't realise that's what we were doing. I thought we were going to pickpocket him, but I forgot we had the ability to temporarily disrupt him like that. So, Spencer recently reprogrammed him. This is curious. Yep, he's going to wake up. Good lad. So, we should probably go and speak to Spencer whilst we're here. But we should also look around. Engage in a bit of detecting.
Hardline discrepancy detected nearby.
What have we spotted?
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray.
Were these substances added later?
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents.
Is it toxic?
These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
Let's move on. So, did he share a drink with Helen out of that bottle and it had been poisoned? And that's what made them sick? Maybe. Now, what have we here? Danger Close by Spencer Woolrich, Act 17, Scene 15. Johann's Danger, played by Spencer. Okay, so he kills some dissidents. Good for him. Now, let's see. So, he wants a new room? Ruth/Helen got the big room and he got this little one. And he's not impressed at all. Yep, they've confirmed that she deserves the best. And that he's a very close second best and therefore he ends up here. And then guest safety. Guns. Armed security will be present 24/7. Lovely. So yeah, that's a reason why he would have to murder Helen. Just sheer plain old jealousy. Now, nothing terribly exciting in his safe, so we best take it all for safekeeping. Mr. Woolrich, spill the beans.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
You'll never take over Halcyon, you fiend.
How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust.
Oh, we're chewing it all.
Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen, and I'd like to ask a few questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, What shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Yeah, you can sign my weapon if you want.
I'd be delighted. Oh, damn. My pen's out of ink. I'll just get you a portrait of my face as a souvenir. I'm sure I have the prints around here somewhere. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff individual cleared
Yeah,
to
we're
enter
getting
guest
to the
rooms
point.
is supposed to be the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Hello.
There we go. He got there in the end. Hello.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in The Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
Who's your voice actor? You sound familiar. No, we're not going to ask him that. We're going to ask him... Let's see, we've learned a thing or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
Spoke to Burbage. He told me you upgraded him.
I did indeed. With Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke, so I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes as, I think, improved his range. The way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident, so I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine.
Got my eye on you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
Now, I hear you were poisoned.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
No, it's the vodka. Can you think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pains?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
And Helen was also poisoned, you know.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
She wasn't killed by the poison. Does he need to know that? Yeah, we could say that. She wasn't killed by the poison.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both.
Oops. Didn't mean to press space there. But yes, he's merely an actor. That's all I wanted to know.
Very well, then.
Let's see. So any more questions about the poisoning, that would just lead to the same thing, yeah?
Oh, but
Yeah, okay.
Very well.
We can ask about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Why are you so curious?
Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
Alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
You were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
So you didn't like Helen very much. She didn't like Helen very much. How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
Oh, I will. No, I guess you got no one who can corroborate your meditation.
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
Okay. Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Must have not been too flattering, always starring alongside a younger actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone.
Yep, it's accusatory.
Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
Okay, enough about that.
I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
Now, who were you exactly?
I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a cereal advertisement throughout your travels.
Yeah, you were that guy in that one cereal.
Come now, I'm sure I would have made more of an impression than that. Could I have really fallen so far behind the times? Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer? The Busker of Byzantium? What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus? And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that movie. Even if I was starring beside a 2-ton bucket of bolts and a woman with no talent.
Busker of Byzantium. Helen wrote B to implicate her killer before she died.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
If you're going to come after me, I expect evidence. Unless you want to be smacked with litigation. Smacked!
Goodbye. I was just winding him up. We're all good here. Now. Don't mind me, Spencer. Spencer's strongly worded letter. To the chef. To Chef Anwar. So he's complained 35 times. To the chef. I mean, if there's one other group aside from actors that you don't really want to mess with, it's chefs. Yeah, he's not a happy bunny, is old Spencer. That's fine, mate. And we didn't really get to question anyone about the bloodstains in Burbage's room. But maybe that's also fine. Now this room...
Is that a woolly cow? Why is there a woolly cow in the hotel? Also, why do I smell alcohol?
This would be where Rizzo's Rangers hung out. I feel. Yes. This toss ball, presented to Dr. Margrave by Bercy Blackhole Holcomb.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Now, is it the cow?
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room.
Yep.
Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
Poor thing. There's some worrying discoloration in its eyes.
An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
Was Black Hole Bertie here?
Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
So yeah, that kind of corroborates what we know, is that Bertie wasn't with the rest of the crew at all times. So that's good to know. Now, what we got over here? We got Zeke. Zeke. Where have we heard the name Zeke? What you got in your pockets, Zeke? Nothing terribly exciting. Right, spill the beans.
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
So, we have questions for you. They're probably about Bertie, but also, why is there a woolly cow in one of the rooms?
We sort of borrowed her from the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve while we were drunk. I have no idea how we managed to sneak her in here without being spotted. Don't worry, we'll return her safe and sound. Mostly sound. Hungover still sound, right?
It's close enough. We've got some questions about the murder.
Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about. It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Bertie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know?
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
Fair. Was Bertie in jail with you?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
Tell me about Bertie and Helen.
Oh, Bertie was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Bertie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Bertie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Do you think that he could have killed Helen?
What? Law, no. Bertie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen.
And can you think of anyone else who'd want to kill her?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty.
We've heard that. Let's talk about something else.
What can I do for you?
What brings the Rangers to Eridanos?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
That's all we need for now. We don't need to know about your history with the Rangers, I don't think. Now, what else do we have in this direction? Vandertrons, a locked door, and an unlocked door. Locked doors aren't much of a problem for us, all told. So it's a room that's occupied by humans. It's got purple berry on the pillows again. It's got a safe in it, and that's about it.
Wow.
And nothing terribly exciting. Okay, so that was just like a loot room, I guess. And the final room.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Someone's been drinking in here. There's a waste bin. containing a burned letter?
The charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket.
So, station, meeting point, emergency.
Your observation is correct and quite astute.
Quite frustrating. Reminds me of my seminary days. Knowing all the needed information is contained in the variables at hand, but lacking the key to unlock their meaning.
So, when did this happen?
Someone burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Helen's death.
Okay, we need a more solid lead. So, who would have done that? Station. They wanted to meet at the weather station, I guess? There's another bit of the old Dissident Queen. So, yeah, signed tossball stick. Tossball cards. I'm thinking this was Bertie's room.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Thinking he had a separate room to the others. Footprints.
A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat-sized.
Amplifier, let's analyze it for any residue.
The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen.
So, terraformer.
Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in this footprint likely came from there.
All these clues do point us towards the weather monitoring station. Very well. We've been there once already. Maybe we need to go back. And that is pretty much it for this floor. So, probably a good time as any to go back. No, I can't fast travel from this location. Very well. And I guess there's no real reason to chat to the other rangers.
I'm getting worried about our mascot. Haven't seen him for a spell.
Hey there. You a fan?
Yeah, no reason to chat to them. So once again we're back at the pilot house and its weather monitoring station. Are we going to find more clues this time? It's not looking promising. If that was Bertie's room, then Bertie had maybe been here. But now there's a dead mascot here.
Wish I had a telescope like this back in the Vale. Of course, the company probably would have scrapped it for me.
There's nothing going on in the terminal that we haven't already found. So yeah, maybe there is nothing else back here at this point in time. Very well. So we could continue with Spencer's quest. Let's see. That's report to Lou. That's track down the Prophet. That's speak to the chef. Yeah, let's go back to the hotel and speak to the chef. I assume that chef is going to be an absolute monster. Doesn't look like it though. Looks like a nice enough chap.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
Okay, seems pretty chill. So what are you talking about food? Didn't you care that crimes just occurred?
Crime or no crime, I must keep my head on my work. One does not simply become the head chef in all of Eridanos by fretting over irrelevant happenings.
I mean, with this lockdown, you won't get any fresh ingredients.
Well, that's not entirely true. There are the purpleberry orchards and... No, you're right. I can't afford to skimp. Who exactly are you, anyhow? What is it you want?
I'm here to investigate the murder. I want to ask you a few questions.
You're the inspector? Here? Why... I mean... You may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
Good. Now, did you prepare all of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
Helen's last meal may have been poisoned. I don't think it was poisoned, but yeah.
Oh, my lord, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous. but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay.
Oh.
I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Why would Spencer have been here? Why were you evasive about leaving the food unattended?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
If you tell me the truth, I might be more inclined to believe the rest of what you say.
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Why was Spencer in the kitchen?
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
Where can we find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular.
Very well.
Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
Yeah. And your alibi is a little thin in general, so why should we believe anything that you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh,
there we go.
Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
Okay, we'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
Cool. Now you go back to your work. Don't mind me. Chef's self-encouragement note. So Bellhop Owens is a lackey of Spencer Woolrich. And he wants your job. Perhaps he's been sabotaging you and he brings you meals to Spencer's room. Okay, so that would have told us that we can access the security footage. So that's well and good.